I am Sheikh Mahbub Basha. Welcome to my channel. Happy learning. Assume a case. This is beach sand, seashore, and this is sea water. Imagine that our heroine has fallen out of boat and is screaming for help in the water. Here is our hero. He is supposed to run, then swim and save our heroine. Let the position of hero is A and the position of heroine be point B. To reach the heroine, he has to run from A to B. This is one possible path which is a straight line. This may be shortest distance by geometry, but in practice, this hero has to run certain distance on this beach sand and he has to swim certain distance in the sea water. So, he will have different options as the speed on land is greater when compared to the speed while swimming in water. So it will be better to prefer a path which has more distance on land and less distance through water. So he will have many options as shown here. So this may be one option. This may be one option. And this may be one more option. Among all these options, let us select an option which has least time. So least time in the sense, here we are not interested in least distance. To save the heroine, he has to select a path which has quickly, he has to reach as soon as possible. So he should select a path which will take least time. Instead of least distance, he want least time to reach the heroine. So let it be the path which has least time to reach the heroine, and at the point where this path is touching the seashore, draw a normal and let this point be C, and let us select one more path which is almost close to this shortest time path, and let this point touching the seashore. Let us draw a normal for this path also to pass through the point where the path touches the seashore. So let it be point D. Now draw a normal from D onto the path E. Draw a normal from point D onto the path AC. Let the foot of the perpendicular be E. So DE is the perpendicular to the line AC. DE is perpendicular to the line AC. So if you carefully observe, AD is equal to AE. Since DE is the perpendicular, AD is equal to AE. So by comparison, we can say that if this hero prefers ACB path, he has to run an extra distance EC on the sand. So if he select the path ACB instead of ADB, so this hero has to run an extra distance EC on the sand. Similarly, draw a normal from C onto the line DB. So let this foot of the perpendicular is F. Then by comparing the two paths ACB and ADB, we can say that CB is equal to FB. CB is equal to FB. So the distance CB that is swimming in water is exactly equal to FB on the other path. So this hero, if he select ADB path, he has to swim an extra distance DF, So in these two options, in these two ways, the distance he has to run on sand AE is equal to AD, and the distance he has to swim in water CB is equal to FB. So AD, AE are equal, CB and FB are equal. So the only difference is between these two paths EC and DF. In one path, he has to run an extra distance on the sand from E to C. On the other hand, in the other path, he has to swim an extra distance DF in water. Let the running speed be V1. This hero can run with a speed V1 on sand, and his swimming speed in water is V2. Hero can swim with a speed V2 in this water. Then the time taken from E to C is exactly equal to the time taken from D to F. In one path where he has to run more distance through land, EC is the extra distance, and on the other hand, in the second path, he has to swim an extra distance DF in water. So the time taken for covering EC on land should be exactly equal to the time taken to swim from D to F on water. So since speed is equal to distance by time, and the time taken from E to C is delta t, and also from time taken from D to F is delta t. So let us write distance by time EC by delta t is equal to speed V1, and similarly dF by delta t is equal to V2. Dividing these two equations, dividing the above two equations, we can write EC by DF is equal to V1 by V2. Here delta t gets cancelled when the equations are divided. So then, let the angle of incidence at point C is equal to I, and the angle of refraction at point C equal to R. And these two angles are normals 90 degrees, because DE is the perpendicular drawn onto AC, and CF is the perpendicular drawn onto DB. These two angles at E and F, the angle at E and angle at F are 90 degrees perpendiculars. Then this angle at D in the triangle ECD, the angle at D is equal to I. Then applying the sine equation, sine function sin I equal to opposite side by hypotenuse. Formula for sin I is equal to opposite side by hypotenuse. In this triangle ECD, opposite side is nothing but EC, hypotenuse is nothing but DC. Therefore, sin I is equal to EC by DC. Similarly, in the triangle DCF, the angle at C is equal to R. Therefore, applying the sine function, sin R equal to dF by dC. dF is the opposite side, dC is the hypotenuse. So sin R equal to dF by dC. Dividing these two equations, left hand side sin I by sin R, and on the right hand side, when you divide these two equations, the denominator dC gets cancelled, and we get EC by dF. So finally sin I by sin R is equal to EC by dF. Let it be equation number 2. Okay? Right. Now, from equation 1 and 2, we can write sin I by sin R is equal to V1 by V2. So in equation 1, LHS equal to EC by dF, and in equation 2, RHS is equal to EC by dF. Therefore, from these two equations, we can write sin I by sin R is equal to V1 by V2. Let it be equation number 3. Now, the hero has selected a path to save the heroine to reach in shortest time, and for that selected path we got sin I by sin r is equal to v1 by v2. We used the principle of least time to derive the above result. We used this principle of least time to derive the above equation sin I by sin r is equal to v1 by v2. We can apply the same for the light ray also. The above concept we have used, that is the principle of least time, we can apply the same least time principle to the light ray also. Therefore, we can write sin I by sin r is equal to v1 by v2. On the other hand, for light, v1 by v2 is equal to n2 by n1. For light rays, already we know v1 by v2 is equal to n2 by n1. Therefore, the equation 3 can be written as sin I by sin r is equal to n2 by n1. Sin I by sin r is equal to n2 by n1. On cross multiplication, we get n1 sin I is equal to n2 sin r. n1 sin I is equal to n2 sin r. This is called Snell's law. This is called Snell's law. From the above discussion, we conclude that when light travels from one medium to another, the ratio of speeds v1 by v2 is equal to n2 by n1. The light should enter at such an angle that the ratio of sine of angle I and r is equal to ratio of speeds v1 by v2 in the two media. This is denser medium of absolute refractive index n2, and this one is rarer medium of absolute refractive index n1. Incident ray, normal, angle of incidence I, refracted ray, angle of refraction, let a light ray travels from a rarer medium of absolute refractive index n1 into a denser medium of absolute refractive index n2. Then this Snell's law may be stated as n1 sin I is equal to n2 sin r. This equation is the most generalized form of Snell's law.